Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of your favorite AFC East divisional show on the internet, the AFC East Roundtable, brought to you by Roundtable Sports, real coverage from real fans, all right? We missed you last week. However, we needed some time off. It was truly the heat of the dead season. But now that rookies are reporting to their respective training camps, and training camp is exactly a week away, where we will actually have news to cover, we still got a treat for you today. Because last time you saw us, we ended up ranking all of the offensive position groups in the AFC East. Today, we are going to be having a conversation regarding all the position groups on the defensive side of the football. So as you're piling in, please do us a favor, smash that like button. Because what that like button does, it propels the stream out to the YouTube universe so we can continue to grow our very lovable live chat community. TD, how you doing today? Talk to me.
I'm great. It's been a great day, but I'm more so excited to talk about these defensive rankings, some interesting stuff that I see. And these are the rankings going into this year of the units, I'm assuming, right? So I'm excited about this show. Let's get it. AFC East Roundtable is back. The season is right around the corner. Let's go, baby.
It is the AFC East Roundtable, indeed. Richie, what's going on? You seem locked in, man. And so you seem not present today. What's up?
Sorry. Locked in. Locked in indeed. Listen, man, the AFC East Roundtable I missed. I'm really excited. This week has been awesome as a Jets fan, and I'm excited to get into the New England Patriots side of things, Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills. Shout out to everybody. And I'm just really excited for this season. I posted something the other day where this is my 7th season covering the Jets on YouTube, and it's just wild how time just splinks, man. Yeah, the Jets still suck. Funny. But it's just wild, man. And I'm really excited for another season of the AFC East Roundtable. This is special. This is where everything started. Shout out to the chat. We love you guys. Let's do it.
Shout out to the chat. Indeed. Year 7 for Richie. Year 7 for me as well, surprisingly enough. Colby, what's going on with you, brother? How you doing?
Feels good, man. It feels good to just take a little bit of time off. Like I said, I believe 2 weeks ago, I took a little bit of time off of Patriots Global because this really is the media's only time to just take a little break, because once training camp starts, we are in the absolute thick of it. And here at Roundtable Sports, we're not going to be done until February, March, but even then you get into free agency and the draft. So this really is the only time of the year to take a little bit of a break. Now, last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about the offense, and you know what? I was honest with myself, okay? I didn't rank the Patriots number 1 at anything. In fact, there were a lot of times I ranked them last. But defensively, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm excited to get into this one.
This is true.
Oh, man, you and I both, all right? Now, it's funny because the AFC East was known for a long time at having 4 great defenses. At one point, having all 4 defensive-minded head coaches. I remember one season of the AFC East Roundtable that we were all excited. That, of course, was when Flores was at the helm in Miami. However, some personnel has certainly shifted since we have had that label, and I'm really curious to hear what everybody has to think about each and every single one of these position groups. I think a good starting point would have to go with the defensive line. The defensive lines in the AFC East. Let's hear the rankings, folks, and we'll save all debates at the end. Colby, talk to me, man. Looking at the AFC East, certainly feel free to pull up all of your depth charts. I know that I have mine in front of me. Where are you ranking? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to start off here with the New York Jets. I just think that they have the most continuity coming back. Now, I do think that there was a bit of a transition period for them in 2024 compared to 2023. Obviously lost some pieces in free agency. They've drafted some guys over the last couple years, but I think heading into 2025, they're for the most part bringing back kind of that same unit. Now, obviously you got Quinnen Williams, who's getting a little bit older. I feel like he's not exactly the same, but he has still been dominant. But it's hard to really know what the New York Jets were, not even defensively, but just as a whole. What were the New York Jets in 2024 because of just how bad the locker room was, how bad the coaching was, the inconsistencies, the turnover. I'm expecting this defense, especially under Aaron Glenn, to be a lot better. And if there's one thing that I trust with the New York Jets, it's always that defensive line, their ability to get to the quarterback, their ability to stop the run. Now and then they'll have consistencies there in that secondary. But one thing that has stayed true with the New York Jets for years has always been that D-line. And like I said, they put a lot of pieces into that defensive line over the last few years. I feel the most comfortable with them sitting at number 1 heading into 2025. Now, number 2, I'm actually going to go with the New England Patriots. Now, this is definitely projecting a little bit. This is a unit, all right? I know Dan's looking at me like, what about the Buffalo Bills? Now, this is a unit that does have a lot of turnover, so I can understand where maybe there's going to be some people that say, well, Colby, what are you talking about? You know, the Buffalo Bills are bringing back a lot of continuity. While the Buffalo Bills are, I don't necessarily believe in a lot of the players that they're bringing on. You had Landon Jackson drafted in, I believe it was the 2nd round. That's a guy we met at the Senior Bowl. I really, really like him. But unfortunately, he was more of a run stopper than a true pass rusher. And I think last year we saw with the Buffalo Bills, a big reason why you guys were not able to go to the Super Bowl was because of your lack of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. I think that's been the biggest Achilles heel to the Buffalo Bills, has been having an elite enough pass rush to actually get to the Super Bowl. But getting back here to the Patriots at number 2, yes, they were one of the worst units in pass rush in 2024, but they have put a lot of assets into improving that. You have Anthony Jennings since 2022 has been one of the best run defending edges in all of the National Football League. You just added Harold Landry, who also is one of the best run defending edges in the entire National Football League since 2022. From a pass rush standpoint, you're getting Christian Barmore back, who you didn't have last year because of blood clots, who according to PFF was a top 10 interior defensive lineman when he broke out in 2023. He's also been top 10 in pass rush since drafted in 2021. The big offseason addition they made on that defensive line was Quinnen Williams from the Philadelphia Eagles, who was the 2nd best pass rushing interior defensive lineman in all of the NFL this past season. That is going to be their dynamic duo. You have Keon White, who I'm expecting to break out this upcoming season. He was in top 5 in sacks in the NFL through 5 weeks, and then unfortunately fell off a little bit. The Patriots are also getting, just like the New York Jets, an uptick not just in personnel, but also in coaching. Mike Vrabel, Terrell Williams as defensive coordinator. I think that this is going to be a unit that is much improved, and I believe in their ceiling much more than the Buffalo Bills. Like I said, I do have the Bills going there at number 3. I don't believe in maybe this Joey Bosa experiment the way that I think maybe some other Bills fans do. Now, look, if he comes back and he's like the Chargers, Joey Bosa from a few years ago, maybe he can take over number 2 below the New York Jets. But to me, this is kind of just like another Von Miller situation where you're getting a guy past his prime that has injury problems. And he's already showed those injury problems for the Buffalo Bills. Because of that, I am bringing you guys down slightly there to number 3. And then lastly, the Miami Dolphins there at number 4. Look, I understand you have some players like Chubb there on the defensive line still, but I don't trust Miami Dolphins, point blank, period. There are some guys that I do like, but compared to the rest of the AFC East, you guys just fall victim to number 4.
So we already starting the biasness. We already starting out.
Where's the biasness?
We're already talking about, I just don't trust the Dolphins when we just talk about units. This ain't got nothing to do with trusting the Dolphins units.
TD, you have Jalen Phillips coming off of back-to-back seasons with season-ending injuries, a torn Achilles, then a torn
hold on.
You have Bradley Chubb, who's past his prime at this point. He can't stay healthy either. What do you have?
We have Zach Zeeler, one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
I'll give you that. Your best defensive lineman.
We have our first-round pick, Kenneth Grant, a rookie, but a top-end one.
In my opinion.
Somebody's unproven in the NFL.
Unproven. It doesn't matter. Those are 2 of the best tackles, and you forgot that we almost had the defensive rookie of the year in Chop Robinson.
Almost. Hold up.
I'm just saying he was one of the.
What do you mean?
Did he really finish in the voting?
He didn't finish top 3.
I was about to say, was he even in the voting?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Like, I said, are you gaslighting me into believing that Chop Robinson was?
Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know that. But when you add the list, anyway, when you add the list of Zeeler, Chop Robinson, Jalen Phillips, Chubb, and Kenneth Grant, this Kobe's list is laughable to me. I mean, you just totally disregarded the unit as a whole.
You think you rank better than 4th?
Do y'all even realize? Let me ask all 3 of you guys. Do you even realize we had the highest rated defense in our division last year? Did you even know that? Did either of you even know that overall?
But where did they rank among overall defensive lines? Not just grade, but where did they rank overall?
That was with Ramsey, but that's it. And Holland, but we got better. But that's fine. Keep going.
But TD, that's the other thing too, is that when we're projecting into 2025, we also have to take into account that the secondary for Miami took a step back also. That is going to have a direct impact on the D-line.
I get it, but we're talking D-line, Kobe.
But that's going to have a direct impact on it.
No.
Your secondary impacts your D-line. Your D-line impacts your secondary.
All right. It's Richie's turn. I'll leave Richie at it. I'll break it down when it's my turn.
I'd say that you are currently on a roll, TD. So I feel like you should just transition into your rankings.
So first and foremost, in my opinion, at least, I think that from a D-line standpoint, because you may be changing scheme too. I don't know. You could tell me, Kobe, is the Patriots, are they altering the scheme at all?
I mean, they're expected to be significantly more aggressive. They're going to use their linebackers a lot more too.
I actually have the New England Patriots with the best D-line in the division. Okay, this is, first of all, let's consider the coach as well. This is his specialty. Okay, getting pressure at the quarterback.
Can you name 2 players on their defensive line, or you have it up on your screen?
Yeah, I have it on my screen. But Milton, Harold,
who haven't even played a snap on this as a Patriot.
But we know. Do we not know who these guys are?
Worked under Mike Vrabel.
Under Vrabel, this is his guy. Yeah. So I got you considering, Richie. That's right. Your Jets ain't number 1. But anyway, I got the New England Patriots number 1. In that Mike Vrabel scheme, these guys he have as a collective unit, especially on that D-line, they fit. They're perfect. And they're going to be the most explosive D-line in the division, in my opinion. I think the Patriots are actually number 1. I think Kobe cut himself short because he's going off of names with the Jets. That is a strong suit for the Jets. But I'm going to sit here and tell you that the Miami Dolphins D-line is better than the Jets D-line. And here's another reason why. They didn't show up last year. That unit over there didn't show up last year. Now, I will give you a little credit because you got a coach that's going to get the best out of them now. But I'm sorry. Our guys actually created so much pressure and stuff last year with Chop Robinson, without Chubb, without Jalen Phillips. Those guys coming back, I think that we're probably going to be right behind the Patriots with one of the best D-lines in the division, and I'm going to put the Jets after that. And the Bills, why are you putting the Bills ahead of us? Like, I could argue the Jets, but you putting what do they have? Oh, you talk about Chubb and Phillips. They got old washed-up guys. We don't even know if they're going to play.
I like some of their younger guys. I think your guys are getting a little bit too old, and the injury problems.
Their younger guys are better. Their younger guys have more upside than Kenneth Grant and Chop Robinson right now.
Kenneth Grant hasn't done anything.
Yeah, but
Kenneth Grant, I always thought was more of like a run stopper than a true pass rusher. Like, I think Kenneth Grant is the type of guy that gets other people open.
You're talking about younger guys, though. Those are our younger guys. And Phillips, our collective younger group is better. And I know we talk about on paper, but it's better than the Bills. The Bills, listen, they're relying on old veterans, and them young guys still got to develop. Chop Robinson played better than every single one of them younger guys over there last year. So the Bills are last, and this ain't hate. This is just my true sentiment. Patriots 1, Dolphins close second, barely over the Jets, then the Jets. And you can interchange Dolphins, Jets. It is arguable, in my opinion. But Buffalo got the worst D-line going into the season. That's my list, Dan Mitchell.
Surprisingly enough, going into my list, mine is actually more aligned with TD than some people might think. Number 1, I have the Jets. I just love their continuity. I love the personnel. I think that they are the most proven line with success, pressure rate, and all of the advanced metrics. Followed by the Patriots. No, followed by the Dolphins. Although that I do have a massive concern with their depth. I have a massive concern with whether or not that their starters can stay healthy and actually play a full 17 games a season.
Fair.
But as far as personnel on paper say that they are actually healthy, I do think that I'd probably put them at 2, followed by the Patriots. I do like some of their free agency sort of additions, but it's still like hey, like let's see it. and let's prove it. And last but not least, yes, surprisingly enough, I do have the Buffalo Bills as the last defensive line in the division because I have been fixated on this one statistic that I think really has been the reason or spells out the reason why we struggled for the past couple of years. We were 30th in the NFL last year for preventing third down conversions. 44% of the time. 44% of the time an opposing offense, an opposing quarterback would convert a third down on us. We could not get off of the field. The only thing that saved Buffalo last year from having a much more hurtful year on the defensive side of the football was that our secondary was able to take the football away. Like we were number 1, number 2 in turnover differential for the vast majority of the season. If not for that, I don't know what I would have expected from this defense. And the whole, like, let's rely on Buffalo to take the football away each and every single game at the exact same level that they did in 2024 is not something that I would like to rest my hat on. I would like for Buffalo to get at about 14, 15, 16th ranked in the league by preventing those third down conversions, and that's actually getting home right on the quarterback. And right now, we've already heard that Landon Jackson, right, like he has been placed on the PUP list. From what I understand, it is a back injury that he suffered from his pass rush summit he had a week or so ago. But still, like he has a pretty significant injury history. He's had 3 ACL injuries. He's had 2 in high school, 1 in college. So he has that part of his game. Have Joey Bosa, right? Like he already had a calf tweak, like Richie pointed out earlier on 4th and Forever. Unfortunately, that is a precursor to a torn Achilles. Knock on wood. I pray to God that doesn't happen. But now I'm looking at the exact same defensive line of starters that are returning that allowed us to be that team that would allow third down conversions more than 30 other teams within the NFL. So am I high on TJ Sanders? Yes. So am I high on Landon Jackson? Yeah, sure. Maybe with the development of Deion Walker, maybe we can improve a little bit. Like maybe Daquan Jones from last year had an off season and he's going to come back and he's going to open up at Oliver. I don't know. But right up until Buffalo can prove to me that they can take significant steps in that one metric, I'm going to have them last right within the AFC.
Wow, Dan, you know what? You convinced me, man. You convinced me. I didn't know some of those little injury stats you just brought up. I didn't know it was that bad. Congratulations, Dolphins fans. Congratulations, TD. You guys officially move up to 3rd. Damn, Dan, you guys are more bummed than I thought.
It's second, okay?
No,
and also, I got to ask you a question, Kobe, because I want to make sure I didn't put you too high at 1. How is Christian doing with the blood clots?
Perfectly fine. He has a clear bill of health. He's been a full participant. He's looking really good.
All right. Yeah. Well,
so someone wanted to confirm 3. So someone wanted to confirm 3 ACL injuries. He had 2 in high school. He had 1 in college. I don't know whether or not that it was all 3 on one leg or whether or not that it was 2 in 1. Not sure, but yes, that is indeed a part of his injury history. Something to watch out for, and the fact that he's already on the PUP list does kind of concern me. I'm not going to lie to you.
All right,
Richie.
Let Mr. Delusional go.
Yeah, I'm going to be delusional when I'm going to agree with the 2 smart ones of the panel of who's number 1. And it's obvious. It's obvious I'm not biased, because if I was biased, I'd be the only one putting my team number 1. The 2 people that are non-Jets haters, I would say TD is the number 1 Jets hater on the show officially. He literally, it's funny, but I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You know, the Jets have haunted you so many years, so I can't really blame you.
I've been right about the Jets for 3 years now,
hello,
Richie.
I'm talking. Listen, man, the defensive line, the Jets are the best. We got Quinnen Williams, first-team All-Pro. We know what he's capable of, one of the all-time greats of all time. Obviously, I'm kidding. He's not an all-time great, but he is still a top 3, top 5 interior defensive tackle in this football league today. And you talk about Will McDonald, first-round pick. You talk about 10.5 sacks last year. Jermaine Johnson, first-round pick coming in this year. Those are your stud 3 that this Jets defensive line is building around. You added 3 seasoned veterans next to Quinnen Williams inside. We got the depth. We got the star talent. It is what it is, all right? Now, number 2 is interesting because, you know, the New England Patriots being number 1, I'm just not going to put them in number 1 just because they're unproven. Like, they haven't proved it yet. It's a collection of players that we have to see what they're capable of on the football field with this new coaching staff, right? I think that they added so much brand new talent. It's fresh, it's new. Where the Jets defensive line, there's a little bit of more continuity, a little bit more proof that what they're capable of. So I'm going to put the Patriots at number 2 because I think just from that standpoint, they have the most talent outside of, connecting to the Dolphins or the Bills, definitely on the defensive line, no doubt about it. And then the Buffalo Bills or the Miami Dolphins, who has a better defensive line, right? That's really what you got to debate. And, the Miami Dolphins, I'll give them credit, their defensive line, it's got players, but they're all so injured. Bradley Chubb, also, has Bradley Chubb done anything positive since he became a Miami Dolphin? Like, who is he as a Miami Dolphin, right? He came here in 8 games, and he had 2.5 sacks when he got traded to the Miami Dolphins. And then 2023, he had 11 sacks, and then he got hurt, right? So there hasn't been a lot of sample size of Bradley Chubb as a Miami Dolphin. In my eyes, like, he's getting up there in age. He's 29 years old now, coming off a serious injury.
Like Von Miller?
Yeah, Von Miller was, who's Von Miller? What team is he on, TD?
No, that's what we were comparing last year on the Bills.
Well, Bradley Chubb is not even close to Von Miller.
Well, I'm talking about this point in his career. What has Von Miller done?
No, I'm saying like when Von Miller came off an injury, it's like Von Miller we're talking about. When Von Miller was his prime, Bradley Chubb, even in his prime, did not even sniff Von Miller in his prime. So you can't really make that comparison. And you look at the Buffalo Bills defensive line, it's kind of a toss-up because it's pretty much their weakness. So I'm going to go Dolphins 3, Bills 4th.
Richie, can I ask you, what did Quinnen Williams do last year?
You can say that about every single player.
He's still a top. Oh, no.
And I got to give Colby a lot of credit because Colby understands. Colby understands that last year, it's just like, I don't even want to go down. Colby said it. I don't even need to say it.
All right, buddy.
So
I got you. Don't worry about it.
Colby started off when he talked about the Jets 100% correct of how he articulated that last year was just, come on, what are we even doing?
Yeah, we just going to throw it away and not consider it. It's okay.
No, we're considering it, but there's a lot of variables that goes into what happened from an individual standpoint last season with the New York Jets.
Well, my guys on the D-line rising. I don't know about yours.
Yeah, Will McDonald rising.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
better than any player on your defensive line.
Zach Zealer better than Quinnen. How about that?
Okay, here we go.
So next up, so we should go to the back part of the front seven. And that just so happens to be the linebacker rooms in the AFC East. I think that we should all be a unanimous number 1 with this, but
you think so?
I think we should be a unanimous number 1 when it comes to linebackers. We should be.
Tell him, man. Tell him.
So?
Oh, no.
Hey, listen, I'm 4th. I already know, okay?
All right. We're going to start off with TD Finn's talk here. Linebacker rankings in the AFC East. Talk to me.
All right, 4th place is the Miami Dolphins. And again, our defense, our linebackers, it's kind of like our D-line as well with our scheme. Jalen Phillips and those guys on the outside, they can also be flexed in as that. So it depends on the formation of the linebackers. But I'm still going to say that we're last. I like Brooks. Brooks is a nice piece that we have, and we got some more guys. But this division, I think this is a good – I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I know the Jets linebacking core. I don't know if they made any special.
No more Mosley. No more
well,
Mosley.
I mean, we know that. I'm talking about any additions this year. Maybe you can help.
Yeah, what we did, TD, is we extended Jamie Sherwood long term. He's the replacement of CJ Mosley. He broke out and he was top 5 in tackles last year. So it's Jamie Sherwood who we extended. He's taken on the CJ Mosley role, and then Quincy Williams. Those are our 2 linebacker duo.
Man, this one's tough here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go the best linebacking core. Gosh, this is tough.
It is.
It really is tough.
It's not really.
It's not really tough. I don't think it's tough.
You don't think so? Who do you have as the clear-cut favorite? It's tough.
Nah.
Well, so we're just not trying to spoil our list, bro. You got to tell us yours.
I'm I'm gonna go with Buffalo first.
All right.
Having the best linebacking core.
Who's their starting 2 linebackers?
I don't know. They got the best linebacking
So
core.
why are you picking them? If you don't even
Well,
know
Because
who they are.
they've always had the best linebacking core.
Okay,
That's
so
always
you're just basing
Well,
it
go
off of no
that
knowledge.
piggyback.
no.
You're going off knowledge.
You know how I judge it, Richie? I go off of what gives us fits. What part of their team give us fits? I don't even know who all on that D line, but I know they weak. I know that they don't have a D line, but I know that their linebackers are always under McDermott. They are aggressive. They are some of the best. They are the best in the division.
They're always injured.
Yeah, but they still got top dogs.
So,
I mean, at the end of the day, when you got Milano, you got Bernard, and those guys that
Their linebacker core is not as good as you think. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
no,
It
but those
was.
guys have always been consistently good. In my opinion. You think they just fell off the map? So you got the Jets first?
I have.
So when it
reasons
comes
to prove
into
my
it,
point. Yeah.
all right.
All right,
so,
first of all, Buffalo first, Patriots second,
Name
Jets third.
a Patriot linebacker to prove my
Landry.
point more.
Landry.
Okay,
Yeah.
so T, I need to educate you a little bit
Yeah, how
where
about that?
linebacker position is. So we're talking.
He's the flex. He's on the outside.
That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're
I'm
ranking.
talking about from a scheme standpoint.
That's not what.
How do
Okay,
you want to
scheme.
list the linebackers? Because we're
talking-
going to
we
include
backed it up.
Jalen Phillips. We're going to include Jalen Phillips in our linebackers.
He's a D end.
But
I
that's not
understand
how
that.
he's- that's
I
not
understand
how-
that linebackers. It's not about that. It's about off-ball
But this- they have
linebackers. as well.
Robert.
This
We're
is what
ranking
I asked
off-ball.
y'all.
Vegas TD.
This is what
We're
I
ranking
asked you
off-ball
before the
linebackers.
show. This is what I asked you before the show.
Position
I said, are
groups.
we considering even like Jalen Phillips being a linebacker?
No, we're
I
talking about
asked that
off-ball
already.
linebackers.
Then of course that's different. Then that even further goes to say that the Patriots got the best D line, and it's not even disputed. Then if that's the case, and in this case, I will put the Jets ahead of the Patriots, and then we're fourth. But if we're gonna use him as a linebacker and all of those, you got the 4, then the Patriots are ahead of y'all. It just depends on how you want to list it.
The Patriot. You can't even name one of their off-ball linebackers. So why you put it? I don't understand. Where is this Patriots going over the Jets? I'm just trying to.
Richie, I put the Jets ahead of them if we're just doing the off-ball linebackers.
Okay.
I just said that. I said that the Jets, okay, if that's the case, then y'all are ahead of the Patriots because they don't have as much in that area. But the Patriots also, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not far off. That's how Vrabel is. He's going to turn those guys into great players at the position. Vrabel is the best defensive coach in this division now. Period. He's the best defensive coach, and his specialty is that D-line and the linebackers.
I disagree with that 100%.
What coach is better defensively
Sean
than Vrabel?
McDermott.
Stop it.
Sean McDermott is the best
ain't
coach in
better.
it.
Then what did he do with the unit last year?
He's
when
the
you
head
got rid of
coach,
all your
first of all.
veterans. But he's still not the best.
So
From a defensive head coach perspective, Sean
He's-
McDermott
all right,
has proven the
so
better coach so far.
He's not better than Vrabel.
Sean McDermott for me. All right.
He went to the
So
AFC
here's the deal.
Championship once.
You can,
McDermott's been there
listen,
multiple times.
So you can question Sean McDermott's some of his decisions from the head coaching side of things for sure. But as far as his defensive mind, he's a brilliant defensive mind. He is one of those guys that can turn in a 6th or 7th round pick and make him a very serviceable CB2. Like, he does wonders with secondaries. He does wonders with linebackers. And that's even dating back to his time while he was the defensive coordinator in Carolina. Like, what he did with Luke Kuechly. Like, what he did with Josh Norman that one season. Like, that's, like, what he's good at. Like, the D-line's a different conversation. We're waiting for it. But, like,
You're still waiting?
Still, man. We have not had a defensive lineman have over 10 sacks since 2017 or 18. It's been a long-ass time. But so my rankings, I'd probably have to go Buffalo number 1. So a lot of people might say, oh, with Milano, he's always injured. He's not the same. Toward the back half of the season, once you watch the tape, he's all there. Like, he's still very aggressive right at the tackle. He's still excellent in coverage. He's always all over tight ends. He's a tight end eraser. Solid in that category. And then same thing with Bernard. I do wish both of them would stay healthy, but when it comes into pound-for-pound talent, both of those guys together is dangerous, and that's one of the better position groups within this roster by itself. So we do run a lot of nickel, so like you're not going to see a lot of Dorian Williams out there. So very oftentimes just 2 linebackers at any given moment. I don't like our depth, but as far as our starters, I think that puts us over the edge. Number 2, I'm going to have to go the New York Jets. With that, cannot sleep on Quincy. And then I'm going to have to go with the Patriots at 3 for me. I'm interested to see how Robert Spillane gets inserted right into that defense. Was definitely very good right over in Las Vegas. I kind of want to see how he translates into a Vrabel type defense. And then last but not least, I'm going to have to go with the Miami Dolphins, which has been a weakness of theirs for, I think, as long as I have been doing this show.
Damn.
This is true. Unless you
This is true.
Yeah.
And for as long as I have been doing the AFC East Roundtable, linebacker has been a significant weakness for the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Richie, what do you got?
Could be different this year.
Yeah, so I respect your list, Dan. I'm going to put the New York Jets at number 1 for this reason. And this is another reason for it. ESPN, they went out there and did the top 10 list for linebackers recently, just like they're doing all the other positions. The Jets are the only team that have both of their starting linebackers in this article. Quincy Williams is 10th above any AFC East linebacker. And then Jamien Sherwood is listed as an honorable mention. Therefore, the Jets duo, according to coaches, execs, and scouts, they believe the Jets have the best linebacker duo. The other player that's an honorable mention is Matt Milano. And then their second guy is not listed at all. Terrell Bernard is received votes, but he was not a honorable mention. Quincy Williams, second team All-Pro, absolute dog. Jamien Sherwood, top 5 last year in total tackles. And he was thrown into that role. He was not expected to be our starter last year. CJ Mosley goes down with an injury. Jamien Sherwood took an opportunity to be the captain of the defense, and he became a top 5 total tackling linebacker in the entire league. So if you think I'm saying this off of pure delusion, I'm not. I'm going off of exactly what happened last year. Jamien Sherwood and Quincy Williams, in my opinion, is the best linebacker duo in this division. Now, number 2, the Buffalo Bills. A few years ago, they had the best line, like Matt Milano a few years ago, Bernard, that was their core, and I still believe that they are going to be good this year if they stay healthy. That's their issue. Matt Milano, when he's on the field, he's not as dynamic, is not as quick off the ball as much as he used to be, so that's a big question, but they're still number 2 because the linebackers for the rest of the division is just an absolute joke. Unproven across the board. Patriots 3, because I trust in the coaching of Mike Vrabel to get the most out of that group, and then Miami Dolphins an obvious 4, but I really don't think I'm being delusional by putting the Jets number 1 here. I think this is definitely a strength of our team.
So let me get this straight. You can apply that logic to Buffalo. You know, those guys are older and they're coming off not as good of seasons, but you don't apply that to the D line with the Jets. Like Quinnen Williams was not a top defensive tackle last year, and those guys.
McDonald was.
Yeah, but that's just one guy. That's one guy.
Yeah, who had a great season last year. And Quinnen Williams' season last year, it wasn't terrible.
No, I didn't say
it wasn't at the top of the league, and I never said it was.
But you totally discount that Zeeler had a better year at the defensive tackle position.
He did, yeah. He had a better season than Quinnen Williams. Chop Robinson, it was not better than Will McDonald.
Well, collectively is what we're talking about, the unit.
Yeah, so what does that have to do with anything I just mentioned? Last year, the Jets had the best linebacker duo in the league, and I think they'll do that again this year.
The Dolphins are better on D-line. I'm just trying to understand your logic.
No, they weren't.
Okay.
Collectively, the Jets still were better as a defensive line unit last year.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, and we had a big-time injury, just like you guys, to Jermaine Johnson. So I don't want to hear that excuse either.
Injury, okay. Yeah, but we can't use that. That's fine.
No, I'm just saying, because you were bringing up your injuries with Phillips. We had an injury of our own, Jermaine Johnson.
Okay.
All right, Colby, what do you got, my friend?
This was more difficult than I think a lot of people realize. I think a lot of people are actually not giving the New England Patriots linebacker core a lot of respect, and they went in this offseason and completely revamped it. I think a lot of people look at what happened for the Patriots in 2024 and they say, oh, well, you sucked. It's like, well, yeah, because our linebacker core, our 1-2 punch was injured Jawan Bentley was injured the entire season, got injured in week 2. Jelani Tavai was dealing with injuries and was playing in a role that he wasn't supposed to be playing in. A very different style of linebacker that he is. So I'm going to go back to front. I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to start here with the Miami Dolphins. I don't think their linebacker core is bad. And I think a lot of people will hear this list and they'll be like, oh, Miami's number 4. Y'all are hating on Miami too much. I think the linebacker cores here in the AFC East are actually better than people give it credit for. I'm not a big believer in Jordan Brooks. He didn't have a bad season this past year, but I said this time last year, is like, I feel like you're getting this older veteran who is past his prime that you're trying to re-put as like the face of your linebacker core for the Miami Dolphins defense. And it's not what he is. He's getting older. I'd like to see you guys get a little bit younger. I believe you guys brought in Willie Gay Jr. this offseason, right, TD?
Mm-hmm.
Now that is a guy that I like, and I think that'll definitely help vamp your linebacker core a little bit. But I just think compared to the rest of the East, it is a little bit more lackluster. Now, this is where it gets maybe a little bit controversial. I'm putting the Buffalo Bills at 3. Okay, there's a lot of controversy around this, and I know Bills fans are going to get pissed off. But I feel like the Bills linebackers, they're just not complimentary. It feels like there's certain linebackers who are good in coverage but suck against the run, and then certain linebackers who are great against the run and then absolutely suck in coverage. I don't feel like they have a very well-rounded linebacker core. And when you have a linebacker core that has dealt with injuries after injuries after injuries, you need a good core. You need a good core of guys that you can trust in all 3 phases. And I don't think exactly that they have that. You look at their linebacker core, and the Buffalo Bills fielded the lowest graded linebacker unit in the entire NFL this past season. They had a 28.9 PFF coverage grade, which is really a big reason on why I think that the Bills linebacker core is lacking as much as it is. Matt Milano, maybe he could bounce back, but again, he's another year older. I feel like every single year we're talking about him dealing with some type of injury. And even then, he had a really, really good 85.6 PFF coverage grade, but he struggled really, really bad down the stretch with a 45.1 overall mark when he returned last season. You got Terrell Bernard. You got a couple of guys who depth-wise aren't bad. They're good run defenders, but in coverage, they're absolutely pedestrian when they only got a sub 40, just 40 straight up PFF grade in coverage last season. That's why I'm bringing them down a little bit more. And I've gone back and forth with 1 and 2. I really, really have, because if you're asking me going into 2025, who would I put higher? I'd put the New York Jets just barely, and I don't feel great about it. But I think at the end of 2025, who is the overall unit that could be on top? I really, really think that it can be the New England Patriots. And you can call me biased as much as you want, but what people are forgetting about this Patriots linebacker core is that, 1, you have Mike Vrabel coming back, and that is his bread and butter. He was a former linebacker in the NFL. His linebacker units with the Titans were always top notch, right? He was an all-pro. He won Super Bowls. That is going to be his baby of this team, not just of the defense, is that linebacker core. Another thing people are forgetting is that, oh, well, Colby, this is a brand new linebacker core. We don't really know what to expect. I don't even agree with that. Jack Gibbons, who's brought in as a depth linebacker, has experience with Mike Vrabel during his time in Tennessee. Robert Spillane has experience with Mike Vrabel, has experience with Josh McDaniels. You obviously have Jelani Tavai coming back, who's been in the system for years. So there's a lot more continuity with these players in the system, with these players in this coaching staff, than a lot of people are giving it credit for. Now, if CJ Mosley was still in the New York Jets, I would without a doubt confidently say, yeah, you guys are number 1, we're number 2, and that's that. I'm still going to put the Patriots at number 2 because there is a lot of, there is still a lot of turnover with that linebacker core. There is still a lot that we need to see. I think the Jets are a little bit more proven going into 2025. But for the Jets, you have a good 1-2 punch. I believe in the Patriots' overall linebacker core from top to bottom, not just 1-2 punch, but overall a little bit more than I believe there for the New York Jets. But again, I'm going to put the New York Jets at number 1. But as for the New England Patriots, I mean, Richie, you talked about, I think it was ESPN's top rankings, but PFF also released their top rankings. they had the Patriots as one of their top 3 units. So I think people should be putting a little bit more respect on this team than people are giving it credit for. Robert Spillane ranks 3rd in the NFL with a 91.2 PFF run defensive grade since 2023. You had, like I said, Jelani Tavai struggled this past season because he was asked, instead of playing outside linebacker, to play Mike linebacker and lead the defensive role he just was never good in. But in 2023, 2022, posting over an 85 PFF grade. Christian Ellis, a depth linebacker with a solid 72.6 mark this past season. And Jack Gibbons, a do-it-all linebacker with a 77.9 PFF grade over the last 2 years. So, like I said, put some respect on the Patriots name, but obviously the Jets 1-2 punch, a little bit more proven in that system. So heading into 2025, I'll give that to them.
So I'll tell you what. So especially with the Bills' coverage grades and stuff, like you had Milano miss like 12 games last year, and Bernard played 13. He missed a couple as well. So I would probably have that a bit skewed, but let's see what
skewed out, Dan. I mean, those are just facts, right? Those are just facts. And again, even with the depth that you guys have, it's pedestrian. You know, to Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams, they're good run defenders, but they're absolute pedestrian in coverage. That is a liability. So again, is Matt Milano a good linebacker when he plays? Yes, but he deals with injuries, and that is a fact. He constantly does deal with those injuries, and when he returned last year down the stretch, he didn't exactly look like that same linebacker. So even if he does return, do you feel confident he's going to play an entire season? Because me personally, I don't.
I mean, so let's hope, right? Because we ended up shaving off a year of his contract. He was supposed to be under contract for 2 more years, and we shaved it off. So this is basically his audition to another team that would be interested. So let's just cross our fingers and hope for the best. Last year in training camp, he tore a bicep tackling a dummy. So we'll see. Let's get to some super chats. The Jets have the best defensive linemen, but do not have the best D line. The Jets have 0 run stopping power up front. It's Bills and Pats at 1 and 2. Professionally certified hater. Come on.
Yeah, we got 3 brand new players that are going to hopefully help that, and it's unproven. 3 brand new players in free agency is going to be on this D line around.
We have Curly Toes. Way came in and said Q Williams in 16 games, 6 sacks, 37 tackles, 25 solo, 8 tackles for loss, 18 QB hits. Sealer in 15 games, 10 sacks, 63 tackles, 28 solo, 13 TFL, 19 QB hits.
You know what I'd like to see a stat of? How many times was Seatler double teamed?
Plenty. Pull it up. You've been
because Quinnen gets triple teamed.
Man, Rich, nobody want to hear that.
It's a fact.
Then maybe that's why your other guy had 10 plus sacks. Maybe life was easier.
Like there's literal film of Quinnen on the sideline, like, man, they triple teaming me, and you cut to it, and you literally see 3 guys focusing in on Quinnen. It's just,
you find 2 plays all season, he getting triple team. Ain't nobody entertaining.
Nah, it's way more than that, bro. They know that it starts with stopping Quinnen. Go watch the top 100 of Quinnen Williams. Oh yeah, where was Sealer on the top 100?
Oh, they ain't called him yet. He's on the way. How about that?
Oh, he's on the way. We have PFF as 2024 defense ranks as such. Bills 26th, Jets 25th, Pats 24th, Dolphins 17. TD is not far off here. PFF has the 2024 defenses ranked. Curly Toes. Wow.
But where do you have them going into 2025? Because does that include off-season additions?
But you know what, Kobe? The strength of that defense was the front 7. That's the crazy thing. Again, not the big names, but we put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks. We were 4th in the league in yards allowed, if I'm not mistaken.
What's up, everyone? How y'all doing? Miss y'all. Fins up no matter what. DD, what up, man? Hope all is life. Lino TV is coming in saying, Colby, you're being super biased fan.
How am I being biased? You know, all the Bills fans are going to get mad, even though I've had you guys back for the longest time. But the second that I say one bad thing, one constructive thing backed up by fact, y'all get mad. You guys can say, oh, Bernard's great in coverage. That's biased. I literally backed it up. Biased statistic that he's not great in coverage, okay? And you can say PFF is a little bit skewed, but when you put up, what was it? A sub 40 PFF grade in coverage? You're not great in coverage. You're not.
So question, we did the D-line and the linebackers. Can we put it together? Can we rank our front 7s?
I still rank it the same.
So it depends on how long you want to be here.
No, just quick. I mean, we don't even have to debate.
Yeah.
I'm just
I probably
curious.
rank on the same that I ranked the
Front seven,
defensive line.
I'd probably say it's the same.
Me personally, I put in the
Patriots
guys
first.
that are linebackers for the Patriots, but I know they're going to play on the edge.
Jets,
I included them on the D line. Me personally.
All right. No. Jets, Pats, Bills, Dolphins with front seven.
I don't know what the Bills got. I don't get it.
The linebackers that set them over.
Oh my God!
I think the Bills are number 2 in linebackers. But
Yeah. We can go from here.
You
we
put us
Dolphins
ahead of
ranked
y'all on
17th
the
in
D-line,
defense in
Dan.
2024 with all those injuries. 2025, we will be top 10.
All right, we're going
Likely
corners.
against the pedestrian teams on the schedule. Per
We're
usual.
going corners.
All right,
Don't
so-
formed up.
So this segment right here, folks, get ready to clip this because I have a feeling this is probably going to be one of the most heated debates that we have on this episode today.
It should
And
be.
that just so happens to be cornerbacks. It's going to be a heated debate right between myself, Richie, and Colby of who has the best cornerback room.
TD, you
I
can
think
just
we can all unanimously agree.
Can I go first and get mine out the way?
And so that Storm Duck, the Storm Duck CB1 Miami Dolphins are all
Wait, no,
last
come
on
on.
our list. But
I want to hear
TD,
TD's brand about
go
it.
ahead,
Come on.
man.
All right. So
Talk to us.
first and foremost, I am not going to be biased here. I am going to be 100% hate free. I'm going to give my real take because I ain't got to fight in the game. Okay. We are not just 4th place. We 8th place. Matter of fact. Okay. I'm in a 14 division in this area.
Yeah.
But in first place in our division for corners, it's the New England Patriots. We got to call it how it is. At the end of the day, Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, Marcus Jones, don't forget about these guys. They have the best overall unit at the cornerback position, in my opinion. And that's why I think they're going to have a top 5 defense this year because all across the board, they got some stuff they working with. But yeah, I like what the Pats did, especially this offseason. But I think that they have the best cornerback unit. Number 2, I got the Buffalo Bills. What's his name? Teron Johnson or
He doesn't
Christian
even know names.
Benford.
He's just-
And don't forget the first round rookie. They brought in a first rounder in Maxwell Harrison. That matters.
Yeah.
You know, that was a real investment. But still, at the end of the day, when you look at the top 50 corners, Patriots have the cumulatively larger 3, higher ranked 3. The Bills are the second highest ranking because they have 2, but you add the first round pick, and the Jets just got Sauce. That's it. Let's just call it what it is. Now, albeit he's great,
That's it.
but they got
Forgetting
that's all you got. That's all you got.
Forgetting
Now,
someone.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
We have one of the top slot corners in the league, Michael Carter II, who's one of the
So I'll
highest
be
paid
honest
slot
with
corners in the
you.
league.
Top
So
50.
Richie, why I actually agree with this one because I have the Patriots number 1 as far as personnel, as far as depth, as far as
Congratulations, Kobe.
so a wide variety, etc. Like it's more well-rounded. I probably have the Jets at 3rd place. Yes, Sauce is the best corner in the division, but Brandon Stevens drags you guys down so terribly. Like that guy last year in Baltimore, he allowed something like a 100+ passer rating on every single QB that he went up against. Like that is absolutely god awful.
Well, he's going to be replaced by
Hopefully.
a stud in the
hopefully.
making. Don't you worry.
So a
But
rookie
based off of the current depth charts,
Who'll be better?
who proved nothing.
with Stevens drags you guys down terribly. Followed by so you have Benford, who is 8th ranked right now on the top 10 list of PFF. He was like 2nd to PS2 in preventing separation last year. Solid outside corner. I have Taron Johnson, who is also an excellent slot corner. And the rookie Max Harrison, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that he can transition. But he came from a system that ran zone. So does Buffalo. He runs a 4-2-4-3. Let's see how it works out. But I just feel more comfortable with our starters. And I also feel a lot more comfortable with our depth. Because last year, the Bills' secondary's issue was having our starters be like an 89 Madden rating, but then that next man up was like a 65, right? We closed the gap, I think, this offseason by making sure that Trey White is back. He is not who he used to be, but he's a hell of a lot better than what Kyrie Elam was last year.
Trey White back?
He's back. Yeah, he's back for depth, which I'm super comfortable with. Same thing with Dane Jackson, who plays very well in a McDermott system. You have Jordan Hancock out of Ohio State, who is a tremendous slot corner backup, which we didn't have. So second place Bills, 3 the Jets, and I don't think so the lists that we hear today are going to differ and not have the Miami Dolphins at the 4th spot. There you go.
And one last thing I didn't mention. We got to be honest with ourselves too. I know the hype is different, but we got to be honest. The best corner in the division also is Gonzo. So at the end of the day, they're going to be in the number 1 spot.
So it depends on how you look at it. But yeah. Colby, talk to me, man. Best corners in the AFC East.
Let's go from the bottom again, all right? Let's go from the bottom again. It's Miami Dolphins. TD, you put some respect on the Patriots, so I'm not really going to dig into that one. We're just going to say Miami Dolphins, okay? Miami Dolphins. Number three, I feel like I still have to go with the Buffalo Bills. I like Christian Benford. I really, really do. I'll be curious to see what his upcoming season in 2025 will be like, depending on what that defensive line is like. You know, if that D-line for Buffalo takes that next step, does Christian Benford also take a next step? And can he really, you know, have 2 good back-to-back seasons? I do like Christian Benford. Maybe I'm not as high on him as some other people are, but he is still a very good cornerback. He's a true number 1. So I'll give you that, but outside of him, I don't necessarily maybe love the depth for Buffalo the way that maybe you do, Dan. I look at the New York Jets, and the New York Jets are number 2. I think this is the only correct list. You do still have Sauce Gardner, and Sauce Gardner is one of the best cornerbacks, hands down, in the National Football League. He's a number 1 corner. He obviously is now the highest paid cornerback in NFL history, and you know, rightfully so. They also, I think, do still have some better depth. They obviously drafted some guys there that I really, really like. Name's escaping me right now.
Azarie Thomas.
Thank you. Azarie Thomas, who we saw at the Senior Bowl, who I think will definitely be a good cornerback. Will he be a number 2? I don't know. I think he'll be a number 2 to a number 3. I definitely think he will be a complimentary piece. I don't think with Azarie you're going to get a guy, you know, who is going to give you another number 1 cornerback alongside Sauce Gardner. But I think he'll be a very good complementary piece. And, you know, you obviously lost DJ Reed in free agency, and I think that's what brings you down a little bit more. But you do still have Michael Carter, who, like Richie said, is one of the better slot receivers, hands down, in the National Football League. So bringing back that continuity, I definitely think puts you at number 2. But then you have the New England Patriots, and like TD said, I do think that right now, heading into 2025, the Patriots do have the best cornerback in the division. Now, this debate on who is the better cornerback, Sauce Gardner, Christian Gonzalez, I don't think you can confidently say one or the other. Obviously, Sauce has been in the league way longer than Gonzalez has been. Now, Gonzalez looked like a star his rookie season, but week 5 ended up getting injured, was out the rest of the season. Then this past season played an entire year and was easily one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League. I mean, 2nd team All-Pro. He was the highest graded cornerback in man coverage. You know, he ranked 2nd in the NFL in lowest completion percentage. He allowed 34 receptions on 60 targets for only 374 yards and only 2 touchdowns.
Let me ask you this quick questions on the top of your head. Where would you rank Gonzalez in the cornerbacks heading into this season?
Like in the NFL?
In the NFL.
I would definitely rank him top 5. Well, without a doubt, I would rank Christian Gonzalez top 5 heading into 2025. Now,
you have him over Stingley. You have him over Stingley. You have him over Jalen Johnson, Trent McDuffie, Pastor Kane.
I have him over Jalen Johnson.
Sauce.
I have him over McDuffie. I think the conversation is hard just because I think Sauce has proven more throughout his career, but there's no argument whatsoever that Christian Gonzalez was the better cornerback in 2024.
So my question to you, do you feel like you should just pause on putting him there until he this is the year for him to prove it? And that's how I would look at Christian Gonzalez. In my opinion, Christian Gonzalez is going to be the highest paid corner in football next year. he's going to surpass Sauce Gardner in that magnitude. I feel like there's not enough sample size to warrant saying Gonzalez is top 5. On PFF's ranking, they came out with the top corners in the NFL. He's ranked 13th. And I just feel like he has top 5 talent, which I agree with, and he was fantastic last year in a small sample size his rookie season, but I just feel like we haven't seen enough to warrant him top 5 yet, but I do think this is the year for him to prove it. That's how I look at it.
Look, I certainly understand the argument. I'm not going to be a Patriots fan that comes at your neck for saying that. He went up against the number 1 cornerback every single week, DK Metcalf, Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson.
He traveled with Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's body.
These are just some of the wide receivers that he was going up against, and he was balling out every single week, right? Like, he hadn't even allowed a receiver to put up 100 yards on him. And like I said, only 2 touchdowns all season long. I think something we have to keep in mind too is that he played under a system under Gerard Mayo that was absolutely horrific. DeMarcus Covington, who was the defense coordinator last year, absolutely horrific. The Patriots had one of the worst pass rush units in the NFL this past season, was absolutely horrific, and yet he still played at such a high level. Now you're getting a veteran defensive mind in Terrell Williams and Mike Vrabel. We're going to make this defense better. You put in a lot of assets to improve your pass rush. That's only going to help Christian Gonzalez. I think that's something you also have to include. So, like I said, on top of Christian Gonzalez, though, you also are getting Carlton Davis. Now, Carlton Davis doesn't always play a full season, so I think that's going to be one of the bigger knocks on him. But when he does play, he is 100% one of the best number 2 cornerbacks in the NFL, and I still think he could play at a cornerback 1 level. Now, not a high level, but I do still think he could play at like a low cornerback 1 level. Pretty good season this past year for Detroit, who had also a pretty bad pass rush, 49 solo tackles, 2 interceptions, 74.5 overall grade with a 77.7 run defensive grade and a 72.1 coverage grade. I think you're getting a guy who's a veteran. He's dynamic. He's really good against the run. Like I said, also really good in coverage. And I trust that. I trust their 1-2 punch a little bit more than I trust the New York Jets 1-2 punch, especially from an experience level. And then you have Marcus Jones. And Marcus Jones isn't as good as Michael Carter. I'm 100% going to admit that. But he is still definitely one of the better slot corners in the league when he can stay healthy. So I am giving that edge to the Patriots at cornerback.
Well, I'm
Shout
glad,
out to the 300
Richie.
people live watching. Go on.
Richie, I'm glad you put that highlight out there.
300. So right before we end up,
TD?
Because it's good coverage to me. It just looked like a great quarterback. Oh, that ball plays.
Yeah, it was just a great ball by the.
That was the Aaron Rodgers come-out game where we thought, like, he looks like an MVP Aaron Rodgers, and then, he never did it again. But
yeah,
well, TD, was that a good throw?
Oh, Richie, we ain't got to go through your archive. You know
No. He started this.
I
want you to watch this throw. Can you just throw the?
Richie,
I want you to watch two more throws from here. Just two. Oh, just two.
Forward. We got to move forward.
Just two. Watch this one.
Who is this?
Over his head. This one right here. Ready? And it's not even thrown near him.
Can we real quick pull up Dan Mitchell's recent tweet? Because I think Dan should just sit out of the conversation for ranking cornerbacks today. After I saw his recent tweet, Dan's recent tweet. He posted this like 10 minutes ago.
Hey, listen.
Let's see. We
got to end up editing
Uh,
it because I realized I forgot to include Gonzo. I put Gonzo.
Okay, yeah. You see,
I put him in the list. He's still below Christian Benford. He's still below Christian Benford and Sauce, but
below
Christian my list.
Benford.
I can't miss.
Right, that's crazy.
It's my list. I can't
PFF
miss.
had him 13, so it's not like Dan doesn't know ball.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ask anybody who you taking. Christian Benford. By the way, no Patriots fans, no Bills fans. Who are you taking? Christian Gonzalez, Christian Benford.
Who said Christian Benford?
Dan said Benford.
Hey,
over Gonzo.
Oh my gosh, see, boy, the biasness is just at all.
Is this bias? If large
it's not
networks,
particularly bad. So same thing with PFF said it.
Yeah, is
So
it
they have
bias if
Christian
like
Benford
national, people like back
Well,
this up?
if that's the case, and the Patriots have the better linebacker than the New York Jets.
And hey, listen, we're national, baby.
Unit in the NFL.
There's a difference between
ESPN
skill
has
and
something to say about
there's
that.
a difference
Well, it's not
between
ESPN
skill
actually.
and
It's
production.
NFL scouts, coaches, and executives.
Gonzalez has
I'm just
more
saying you're
skill
using
than
PFF
all these
there.
guys. The other guys may have more production because Gonzalez also travels. He puts himself on every play in the worst situation possible.
Number one graded man coverage in the NFL with 0 pass rush and 0 defensive coordinator.
And travel. Come on, man. Now
I mean, come on. He went up against the number one cornerback any given week.
Storm Duck gonna take
Blanketed him.
Well, Cam Smith. right, where we at, Dan?
Who's supposed to go?
It is Richie's turn for his.
We're just looking at some propaganda, Just reminding you guys who Sauce is.
See, that's what
it seems like you guys forgot.
Over his
He over
career,
there
right?
still looking for evidence.
This is over the career. Richie, can you at least acknowledge?
Is he a 10-year veteran or is he a 3 years in the league?
Can
Remind me, please.
Can you acknowledge that Sauce Gardner did have a rough season this past year? Can you acknowledge that he wasn't good?
So now let me ask you this, Colby. Wait. Re-say that. You said Sauce was not good last year? Is that what you said?
For his metrics.
Okay,
for
that's what you
his
missed.
metrics.
Exactly. Sauce Gardner's season last year is any other average cornerback's career year.
Just not as good as Gonzo's last year.
He gave up 1 touchdown.
Wow.
And was
But
still first
Gonzo
in the
beat him.
NFL.
Good.
Gonzo beat him. He gave up 2.
Gonzo beat him in every other metric. Yes. So Sauce allowed 1 less touchdown, but Gonzo beat him in every other metric.
And
Hey,
Sauce
where
Gardner.
the penalties at? Show me the penalties.
Sauce Gardner still to this day has proven more, and that's why I said hold the phone on Christian Gonzalez. He hasn't proved it at a consistent basis yet, and I think this is the year for Christian Gonzalez, a year removed from injury by the way, that he is going to fulfill his full potential. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a little too premature to just skyrocket up Christian Gonzalez up these rankings because I still need to see a little bit more. We know who Sauce is. He locks down. And the whole notion that like Sauce doesn't travel. Go look up Sauce Gardner's numbers when he lines up against the league's best wide receivers, and it's literally blanketing. And I'm not just making this up.
Same thing with Gonzo.
For some reason, Sauce Gardner is... Go on, TD, if you want to cut me off. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Richard.
No, go ahead. What do you got to say?
Well, this whole notion of go look at his numbers when he lines up against the other number one. When the other number one gets in front of him, it's because they're just taking him out of the play.
They're
just like, oh, go over there and get a rest.
Go look at the film and watch him completely blanketing your favorite receiver. There's film of him doing it against Justin Jefferson. There's film against Jamar Chase. There's film against DK Metcalf. There's film against A.J. Brown. These are all wide receivers that Sauce Gardner went up against in his career. So I'm so sick of this narrative that people push, which is so false. Just because he doesn't travel just means he avoids... on 1 catch. Congrats. You beat him on a rep. Okay, if that's what you want to get into, I mean, that's the narrative. I think there's this like trend around Sauce that it's a trendy thing to hate on him. It's a trendy thing to go on there and discredit how great of a football player he is because nobody likes to celebrate the things he does well. They just like to magnify the spots to his game where he struggles. And it's weird. He's like one of the only players in the league that kind of has that. And it just never made sense to me. Absolutely never makes sense to me. So that's why the Jets have the best corner in football, which is why I have them number 1. And the Patriots are right behind them. Absolutely right behind them in my eyes. I respect what the Patriots have with the acquisition of Carlton Davis. I think that they have a fantastic cornerback duo, but I'm also going to include Michael Carter II in this conversation. Brandon Stevens, I have no high expectations on, but I'm on record to love Azareye'h Thomas pre-draft. I'm not just all of a sudden a big Azareye'h Thomas fan because he's a Jet. I loved him pre-draft. I thought he was going to be a steal for whoever drafted him, and the Jets were the ones to get him. I think that he's going to be the starter next to Sauce long-term. And I'm taking that because of the proven metrics. And I'm also not faulting you guys putting the Jets number 1. I'm not saying that you're dead wrong on that. I understand that the Jets losing DJ Reed is going to hurt that position, no doubt about it. But I'm just someone that looks at Sauce Gardner, man. He's different. There's nobody in the league that's built like him in terms of how tall and lengthy and athletic he is to move at the size that he has. And I'm excited for him to have a new coach that is actually going to help him fulfill his potential of getting turnovers, because that's the one thing he doesn't do. He doesn't turn his head around. He plays the ball, just forces incompletions. The next level of his game is doing just that. And then the Bills at number 3. I do respect their secondary, more specifically their cornerback room, and then the Miami Dolphins. So that's my list.
And the Miami Dolphins. Now what we need to do, folks, is that we need to transition over to the safety room. Safety's final position group of the AFC East Roundtable.
We got a lot of people watching right now, Dan Mitchell. 300 plus. How does that feel?
Dude, you know what? And like, it's all right.
Hit the like
button.
It's
funny. And low key. So I did send you guys a message on Slack, so certainly go ahead and check that out, Richie and TD. I kind of wanted an idea to see if I could pitch something to the audience a bit later. I just need your blessing. But 312 of you are currently watching on YouTube. That is crazy. You can tell that rookies are reporting to training camp that the vets are reporting to training camp, the whole nine. Smash that like button for us, guys. It sounds like it's not that big of a deal, but I can tell you it certainly is. It helps us grow. It helps us get introduced into a bunch of other football aficionados, people that obsess over ball. And we want to grow this live chat community that we have been building for the past 3 years, like 5x, 6x going into the 2025 season. So say, for example, you vibe with what we do over here every single Wednesday night. Hit that like button for us, man. I really don't see why we can't cross at least 250 on this episode. Football is back indeed. All right, let's talk safeties. Let's talk
pretty
safety
exciting,
room.
man.
Safety room. Should we get excited about the
so
safety room?
easy, Dan. Come on, man. Come on. We should all have the same
This one
list,
should be
Dan.
easy. Now, this one should
also the
be.
same list.
Thank you.
So this
I'm
one
back
should
in
here
the
we
be.
go.
game, baby.
Yeah, this one should
I'm
be.
back in the game.
All right, I'm gonna start off by saying that Buffalo is last. You have Rapp,
Oh.
maybe Cole Bishop, maybe. It's probably our so one of our biggest weaknesses, I'd say. So love Rapp, love Cole Bishop, but like what we're missing is a true free safety, like somebody that excels in coverage. Both Rapp and Cole Bishop are actually strong safeties. Like Hamlin did decent in coverage last year. He kind of regressed in his sort of like run defense and downfield tackling. But as far as Bill's safety room, it is last in the AFC East. Third place, I probably have to go with the New York Jets here. One of the position groups on the defense historically that hasn't particularly been their strength. I like the addition of Cisco, but let's see if it translates. Second place, I'm going to have to go with Miami. With Fitzpatrick coming back into the mix. That's one of your only redeeming factors with that entire secondary. So I really hope he stays healthy because he's going to have to be covering quite a bit of ground. Especially having to stand by and be that insurance policy for Storm Duck and Jason Marshall Jr. as your outside corners. That's going to be interesting. Same thing with Ashton Davis. And number one for me is going to be the New England Patriots with Duggar and Peppers. What say you, boys?
TD's up.
Oh, solid.
I'm just going to ask about
believe you're
Peppers,
muted.
but yeah, I'm good now. Number one, obviously, the Patriots. I'm not going to debate that. They have the union. Let me ask you a question, Kobe. Dale, can you tell me a little more about him? I'm not familiar with his game.
About who?
Is he even on the team?
Who?
Pettis?
Del Pettis. Yeah. He was a UDFA from last year that made the roster. Big time special teamer. He was very, very solid in coverage when he played, but he's more of like that depth piece.
Okay, because they have him. They have an article on him about how he climbed when he was on the field at the position.
Yeah, he was very solid.
All right, so Patriots number one, Dolphins number two. We got the best safety in the division though. At the end of the day, maybe not last year, but overall we have the best safety in the division. I don't think that's debatable. We'll go Jets number three because it's not all that. I don't even know everybody back there. And Bills, they just the worst. It's that simple. But we coming for you, Kobe. We coming for you.
All right, man. If you say so.
Damn.
All right, Rich, you're up.
Rich.
I'm up.
Safety room, man.
You're up, man. You're next in the
Safety
line.
room.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take too much time on this one. The Bills, they're, DeMar Hamlin and Tyler Rapp, not that great. They're last. The Jets are third. They're not great either. The Jets don't really have a strength in the safety unit yet. Excited to see what Cisco can do. Watch out for a man named Malachi Moore. He was a player that I'm intrigued by that the Jets drafted that I think is going to fight for a starting position. He was a two-time captain for Nick Saban's Alabama, and usually, those players translate to the NFL, so we'll see about him, but they're unproven. And then number two is the Miami Dolphins. Minka Fitzpatrick. That's it. Ashton Davis.
Iffy too.
Is pretty trash.
No,
and then
if he's going to be the starter, Richie, from Detroit.
Yeah, if he from Detroit is definitely a sleeper. That's a big acquisition. He's going to get an opportunity to prove himself. And then, yeah, New England is definitely number one in safeties.
Not definitely, but yeah, they are.
What you got, Colby?
It's a definite. Look,
Enlighten us.
The New England Patriots are number one. There's really no debate
Yeah.
here. Guys, I forgot just how bad the safety group was outside of the Patriots in the AFC East until now. They got Jabril Peppers, who plays at a very high level. He also is a versatile piece. He can play in the box. He can play a little bit of hybrid linebacker. He can play, a little bit of free safety. You got Kyle Duggar also who can do the same thing. Patriots safeties definitely took a step back this past season, but that's because Jabril Peppers didn't play the majority of the season because of off-field issues, more specifically a substance that was found leading into the 2024 season. And then Kyle Duggar was dealing with a high ankle sprain, which should have really kept him out for over half the season, but he tried to play through it, so he took a step back. Both those guys coming back into a better defensive system. When they are healthy, they're playing together. PFF consistently puts them both in their top 10 safeties, both in 2022 and 2023. So I'm expecting a big bounce back season for them. Not just that, but even the depth that they have. Jalen Hawkins depth at free safety, Del Pettis depth there as a hybrid safety, hybrid linebacker there. But they also added Craig Woodson in the 4th round of this draft from Cal, a guy that was one of the best free safeties coming out of this draft class and at the collegiate level this past season. And that's really the biggest hole the Patriots have, is who's going to be their starting free safety, who's going to fill that Devin McCourty role. That's been their biggest question of the last couple seasons. I think they now have that figured out. So Patriots definitely at 1, Dolphins definitely at number 2. You got Minkah Fitzpatrick. Do you still have Marcus Mayer? Did he leave?
Hopefully he left.
What happened?
Did you still have Marcus Mayer? Did he leave?
No.
He left. Did Jordan Poyer retire too yet, or is he still on the team?
Get out of here.
He's a free
out
agent.
of here. Please go back to Buffalo, Lord.
Jordan Poyer, man. He's going to come back and be a camp body for us, dude.
I had to clown you a little bit, okay? I had to clown you a little bit. I didn't squeeze it in. But look, you got Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I think just because of how bad the Jets and Buffalo are at safety, that just immediately gives you guys number 2. Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's not a bad player. Don't get me wrong. Not a bad player. He's taken a step back over the last couple years. Can he rejuvenate himself with the change of destination, went back to Miami? Absolutely. Only time is going to tell. But number 3, I'm actually going to put the Buffalo Bills. DeMar Hamlin, Taylor Rapp, they're not great. You drafted Cole Bishop in 2024. Didn't do too much for you, but I'm wondering if, he can take a leap forward this year. Sometimes that safety position, it can take 2 to 3 years to really see those guys develop. It's not a great core, but you're bringing that continuity back and you're getting guys who are veterans. I was actually a big fan of Taylor Rapp a few years ago in free agency. Hope the Patriots were going to sign him. They had interest, and then the Bills ultimately got him. I actually think that the Bills safeties performed above expectations this past year, believe it or not. And then you got the New York Jets, and it's just like,
fair.
I think you're going to have cornerbacks that are playing a little bit of safety for you just because of how beat up you are back there. Tony Adams is looking like he's probably your projected starting safety. Don't love him. He allowed over 100 passer rating this past season. You have Ashen Davis, and I actually like Ashen Davis.
Ashen Davis is on the Dolphins now.
Yeah, he with the Dolphins.
Who am I thinking of? Who did you guys not?
You thinking about Ashen Davis? You think about Ashen Davis?
Malachi Moore.
Didn't you guys? Thank you, Malachi Moore. That's what I was thinking of.
From
you drafted
Alabama.
Malachi Moore, who I think has potential to be a good safety for you guys. Maybe one of the best you've had in recent years. So I think there is potential there. But until he shows me something, I'm not going to put you any higher than 4th. So New York Jets sit down there at number 4.
So Kobe, I'm hearing that the Jets can't throw the ball deep and they can't stop the deep pass. Okay.
Safeties don't have. So I also want to stress that if there was one position group I want to be bad in as a football team, it's safety.
I don't want to be bad at any position personally.
Yeah, obviously, but if you have to choose one, I'm choosing safety. There's literally every single position group on the team, besides special teams.
Richie.
I'm
broken coverage. There can be an issue with broken coverage.
Of course, it's.
You know what I realized out of all of these rankings, though? The Patriots have the best defense in the division.
They
It's
look.
funny
The
because
Patriots
you
will
would
have a
say
top
that
10
we
defense.
should. So we should take this direction right now. Like we should probably take all of what we learned on today's episode and come up with our top 4 defenses in.
Okay.
So for me, I'm probably relying on Buffalo's propensity to make turnovers and take the football away. So I think I'm going to have to go Dolphins last place. Secondary is a massive concern for me. I will go Buffalo 3. I will go 2 Jets. I will go 1 Patriots.
They beat y'all twice. They gonna sweep the Bills and the Jets. That defense.
I don't know about that.
They gonna
Yeah, I
sweep
don't know
y'all.
about that.
They gonna
Yeah, I
sweep
don't know
it,
about
and
that.
then they finally gonna do their part so we can win the division. Thank you.
Oh.
Hey, I'm proud of y'all, Kobe. Do you think?
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Dolphins last place, Bills, Jets, and then
And Richie know he getting swept. Look at him. He know it.
Swept by who? Maybe
The
Buffalo,
Patriots
but none of
gonna
you
sweep y'all
guys.
this year. The Patriots gonna sweep y'all this year.
We're sweeping the
Yeah,
Dolphins this year. It's going to be fantastic.
Nah,
Starting
that's
on Monday Night Football.
That's cap. Your quarterback can't throw the
Oh,
ball.
but make no
15 yards.
mistake,
Stop
right?
doing
He can run, though.
So this episode, I know a lot of you have been seeing, wow, Dan's really down to earth. He's being objective about his rankings of the Buffalo Bills. But let me tell you what, folks, make no mistake. This Buffalo Bills team is still going 15-2, winning the division and getting the first seed in the playoffs. Make no mistake there. All right?
15-2. It's bold.
15-2, baby. TD. Top 4 defenses.
Hold on, I was muted. You said top 4 defenses?
Yeah.
Oh, right now?
In the division,
Yeah,
yeah.
ranked
In the
ranked
division.
4 defenses
Okay.
in the NFL.
All right. Number 1 defense is the New England Patriots. And I'm gonna say something, and y'all, I'm not trolling. I don't even think it's close. I don't even think it's close. Like, we went through everything. What is the weakness per se?
It's most well-rounded defense, I would say. It's most well-rounded.
It's high end too. It's high end too.
Like maybe, so their linebacker core is probably their biggest weakness, I would say. But like,
Yeah, but outside of that, the pass rush straight, the safeties are
inserting Vrabel
good,
into
and
it
the
all,
corners
too.
are great. And
yeah,
Vrabel,
you're inserting Vrabel into it too. So
yeah.
I don't think that putting the Pats as number 1 in preseason rankings should piss anybody off.
Yeah, that congratulations, Kobe, 4-2 in the division from that.
Finally, I got something. I
Yeah.
finally got something to hold my hand on. Hold my
Yeah,
hand on.
4-2, but getting swept by the Dolphins. Is that right?
No,
TD?
no, yeah, they can't beat us to save their life. It just won't happen. Now I am
All right, well,
terrified.
when
of
you come to Foxborough and below 30 degrees, we'll see.
Oh, we ain't worried about that. I think we play. We play y'all
You
in
always
the
should
worried
be.
about the cold. You
winter.
always
We play
worry about
y'all
the
in the
cold.
winter.
Should
Yeah,
be
you come
worried
to
about that.
Foxborough.
Oh, last game of the season, huh?
It's not going to matter, bro.
Oh,
You're going to be
anyway,
way eliminated
stop,
by
Richie.
then.
Richie
You're
ain't even
not
close.
going to be in the conversation. Who cares about Week 18 Dolphins? They're like,
can't wait to
you're
beat
going to be
y'all.
hope they lose for a better draft pick by then.
I can't wait.
It's all about
to
Week
beat y'all.
18.
It's gonna be funny.
Dolphins
It's gonna
don't
be
care
funny.
about
We
no
probably
Week
gonna have
18.
3 picks on
You're going to be
field.
looking forward and hoping that you're getting a top quarterback in this year's draft, new coach. You're going to be exactly where the Jets were last year. Exact situation where the Jets were last year. We're just a year ahead of y'all. You know that? We're a year ahead of y'all. We're a year ahead because the implosion is going to happen. Daniel's fired. Everyone, Chris Greer fired. Tua, and look, deep down, and you're knowing Tua, TD right now in his brain's like, man, Richie's right, but I got to make sure that I don't believe. I got to put on a show because I don't believe it.
Justin Fields on the center.
This has nothing to do with the Jets. It's more about the Miami Dolphins are going to implode this year. I don't care what the Jets do this year. Jets can be good or bad, but the Dolphins' implosion this year is inevitable.
No. The Patriots' number 1 defense. I can't believe I'm saying it, especially after all that crap he talking right now. But the Jets, I'll give number 2. Dolphins number 3. Collectively, we're going to be better on defense like we were last year. And Buffalo number 4. I think they have the worst defense in the division. Low key, they actually do. Unless some of these unproven guys prove something this year. But yeah, I got Buffalo 4th. And again, I'm not just trying to put Miami not 4th because we bad in several areas, but we are collectively better than the Bills.
So while we had our struggles last year, we were still top 10 in points allowed.
We were number 4.
Everybody back. So
we were number 4 in yards allowed. We ranked higher than y'all in defense last year. So yeah.
Except for we took the football away more than anybody in the NFL by a massive margin, and all
I have a
those
question.
key contributors are back.
I have a question because there's been this offseason, and this is more of a question for Colby. This offseason, not just from you guys here, but league-wide, has been glazing and hyping up the Patriots, right? Everyone is expecting the Patriots to be like something special this year.
I don't know. I haven't heard any of that personally.
Really?
I personally haven't as a Patriots fan.
I mean, these two guys at least.
All right,
let's keep it on this show then. Because I hear it outside. I mean, because I'm curious as a Patriots fan, is that a pressure that you want heading into the season? Because people are picking the Patriots to be that team, the Cinderella story that no one sees coming, because that raises a bar of expectations. Because people like TD and Dan think they're going to be top tier. Dan said 11 wins, and then I think he said 6 now, so I don't know where Dan is on the Patriots anymore. TD is like glazing them to no beyond. So I'm just curious from a Patriots fan perspective, what's your expectations hearing all these external pressure?
There's no pressure. This doesn't bother the fans. This doesn't bother the team, I promise you, in any way, shape, or form. Just because external voices are trying to put expectations on the team doesn't mean that that's the expectations that the team is putting on themselves. Right now, Mike Gribble has said this since the second he got to the Patriots. What they're trying to do is take advantage of bad football teams. Then they want to look to try to win the division, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to build their way up in doing those things. It's not all going to happen year one. They made a lot of these moves, but the goal isn't to win the division year one. The goal isn't to make the playoffs year one or be a Super Bowl team year one. It's to slowly start making progress and work our way up authentically. That's what the fans are expecting. That's what the team is expecting. I'm expecting the Patriots to beat bad teams when they play them this season. I'm expecting them to have a dominant defense. I think the offense will have some of their issues early on, but I think they'll get better down the stretch. I'm expecting good coaching, and I think the Patriots will be a team that they're at minimum going to double their win total over the last 2 seasons. So they're at minimum going to be an 8-win team, and there certainly is a possibility where they are a dark horse team that squeezes into the playoffs. But even if they get to the playoffs, I would consider that above my expectations, and I would be fine even if we don't get a playoff win, because that's just not where this team is.
The reason why I be what Richie called glazing the Patriots.
That's what the kids say these days, you know?
Yeah, I know. Is because I truly think Vrabel immediately is going to have a top 5 defense in the league.
It'll
like
be
those
top
guys,
10. Easily.
those guys going to be flying, but I think they're going to turn the ball over and stuff. Those guys going to be flying around. This is Vrabel. When you look at the personnel, you could argue this is the best personnel Vrabel ever had. You could argue that. You could literally argue that. Now he's had better linebacking core.
He's coming from the loaded Titans, though.
Yeah, but that was stop.
They had some rough cornerback groups though there with the Titans though. They had some.
Yeah,
rough
I know. That's what I'm
groups.
saying. This is where it exceeds the expectation. And my
Jeffrey
thing is,
Simmons,
Kobe, if the Patriots can just be 18th ranked on offense, not even great, 18th ranked on offense, man, the Pats got 10 wins.
They had that in 2021 with Mac Jones and Josh McDaniels in 2021. Good defense, middle of the pack offense, and they got 10 wins, squeezed into the playoffs.
I'm telling you, y'all going 4-2 in the division, Kobe. I'm telling you now. Y'all gonna really put it on the Jets and the Bills. I truly do believe it. Like, I'm not even trolling. That defense, see, that's what we haven't had in the division. A defense that can give Josh Allen some problems. And we ain't got to worry about the Jets offense. You already know what time it is. Y'all sweeping them. They probably won't even score 7 points.
So
but yeah.
So why I think that and so with Allen is going to be fine against the Pats defense is their linebackers. So like he's just going to be running all over him. I think that's going to be
so will
why
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Oh
hey,
God. But that's the
see
thing
what
about
I did there,
Vrabel. What he does with his linebackers is next level, man.
Yeah. Gonzo greater than Sauce, about to be number 1 in the league. I've noticed a lot of Pats fans in here, Colby.
Up in Michael, baby. Let's go.
Dude,
yeah, because we're rising. We're rising, baby.
We should have put the
He's
poll
bringing
in the
the
chat.
Pats fans in here. We Dolphins are ranked 17th in defense in 2024 with all those injuries. 2025 will be top 10. I have a feeling Curly Toes is setting himself up for a very sad season. I agree, Pats do have the best CB room. Anthony, the great, I believe in my Bills defense, and Bobby Babbitt defense is going to show up this year. The king of positivity. I love it. Gonzo covers his way to number 1. Sauce holds his way to number 2. Best corner in the division.
Covers his way? How does he cover his way? I mean, he balled out. I don't know how he covered his way. He earned it. Second team All-Pro.
With that was a dig at Sauce. So he says that
that
he covers his way to number 1.
Yeah, that's a compliment.
That's not bad. That's not bad, Curly. I thought he meant, you know. I thought he
he's
meant
jumping.
A take like that, though. A take like that.
Colby bandwagon, man.
I thought he meant like that. Like, man, like, you know what I'm saying?
A take like that proves that people just read something online, believe it without actually doing their own research of watching film.
Hey, man. I did a live watch party every game this past season. I saw
every
Gonzo
film
lock down Jamar Chase.
film. of Mr. Sauce Gardner himself.
Yeah, but
Best
still,
linebacker.
Hopping on trends.
Best linebacker and DB core of the division. Best overall team Vrabel has had. They're going to respect us, Colby. Hashtag.
Put some respect on it, Derek. That's what I like to see. Watch party's going to be fun this year on Patriots Global.
So some fun announcements for each and every single one of you. I know a lot of you guys have been missing the call-in segments on Roundtable Sports. All right. Well, let me tell you something. We're cooking something up on Patreon currently. It's not going to be launched until next week. But we are going to be having a one-size-fits-all. It's not going to be $50. We're still making that sort of call on what it's going to be, but it's either going to be like 10 or 20 or something per month. And what we're going to do is we are going to be having a radio show style call-in segment all throughout every single show on Roundtable Sports. So that is Fourth and Forever. That is going to be all of the divisional shows where we will be having everybody backstage, and we will do our best to get to each and every single one of you. And we will let you in to say your take and or your question. We will end up booting you out, and we will answer it. So that way, y'all who loved to call in back in the day, you have that opportunity at a much cheaper rate. And you'll be able to call in on Fourth and Forever, Wake Up and Ball, and some of these other divisional shows that we may be having, including the college football show that's going to be coming on here soon. So stay tuned, folks. We are going to be relaunching Patreon, and the call-in segment for those of you that like to engage with us is coming back very soon.
And we know that you guys want to be that because when, the Jets beat the Dolphins, I got to hear from Dolphins fans. I got to hear you guys come on in. But all jokes aside, when your team gets a big W, you want to come on here and talk some smack, right? When the Jets lose to a bad team or whatever the case may be, you guys want to come on here and rub it into my face. I know you guys do, right? So the call-in show, it's going to be structured like a radio show. If you guys listen to Sports Talk Radio, it's simply like, all right, here's Glenn. And then Glenn comes on. He says what he has to say for like a minute, and then we get Glenn out of there, and then we respond. It's not going to be like a long-ended segment. They're going to be brought on throughout the show. So it's going to be exciting. A little tweak, a little fresh change to Roundtable Sports for this upcoming season. We're excited about it.
So we're going to be saving you money, Lino TV. That's what we're doing. We're going to be saving you cash, my friend.
And all you haters in the chat right now talking trash about me and the Dolphins, you make sure you get on the Patreon and don't run. You come answer to me directly, all right, on the call in. Because don't mistake for a second. Just because we got rid of 2 players that was on the decline does not mean that my team ain't still superior in this division. We've ended second place the last several years, okay? And it's time for us to take our rightful spot. Because I'm still holding out that the Bills are not what y'all think. It just takes the other teams to take care of business, and I got the Patriots on our side now. They got a good team. We're taking the Bills down, baby.
What do you mean you got the Patriots on your side now? See, that's a loser's mindset. Like, I can't relate, linking up to any 3 of you. I can't link up to any 3 of you. I'm on my own island, bro. I don't need no whatever you guys. Because you at the bottom. Objectively, we have not been in the bottom the last 2 years.
All right, well, when you get bombed, I don't want to hear about it.
And that's something that everyone keeps forgetting, by the way. Everyone keeps forgetting, assuming the Jets are at the bottom the last 2 years. Not 1, 2, back-to-back years. So stop saying the Jets are at the bottom.
Place this year.
Stop saying the Jets are at the bottom until we are at the bottom this season. That's all I'm saying. Because in this moment, we're not. That's all I'm saying.
The Patriots will win more games than y'all. Easy.
All I'm saying is the Jets are not in the bottom. We're a third right now.
JD the Great. Hey. We have JD the Great gifting 5 AFC East Roundtable members.
Let's go, massive.
He saved you, Richie.
Go Bills, joining. Go Bills, brother.
4th place. You know it.
Back-to-back years not in last. That's all I'm saying.
That's why you've been attacking the Patriots. Because you know they got
No, TD, all I'm saying is at least put some respect on us that we're not in the basement yet.
Oh, what a Jets mindset. We're in third the last 2 years, okay?
It's objective. It's legit what happened.
Man, Kobe, if I was you, I'd poke my chest out because y'all are better.
No, because that's what I'm saying. Everyone just assumes the Jets have been in the basement, but we haven't. That's all I'm saying.
But you will be
the facts are the facts.
And I think you know that. I think you know that, Richie. I think deep down you know it, Richie. You know y'all gonna be in 4th place this year. I think you really know that.
We won't be in 4th.
Oh, y'all gonna be better
Jets
than
are a quarterback away.
Back-to-back
How long is
years,
it?
not in the
You can't
basement.
get
So
one.
stop connecting the basement with the Jets, all right? If you're in the basement back-to-back seasons like the Patriots, they're in the basement until proven otherwise. That's all I'm saying.
Which team y'all gonna be
Am I
better
wrong
than
by
this
saying?
year?
Am I wrong by saying that though?
Which team y'all gonna be better than?
But
I
what is the organization perceived as? The Patriots organization is perceived as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, to ever do
Yeah.
it.
Well,
The Jets are
Belichick
considered
is
like
gone.
the
Tom
bottom
Brady's
three
gone.
franchise.
Sorry to remind you about that, Colby. That's why you're great.
I'm perfectly fine with it because Richie, I've experienced something that none of you will ever experience in a lifetime, and I'm only.
But am I
23.
wrong
I'm okay
though
with
for
that.
just reminding you guys that the Jets
But
are
the last
not
two
in the
seasons we
basement
sucked.
currently? That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be
No,
deeper than
Richie.
that.
Richie,
Patriots
you're right.
gonna be in
The
second place.
the last two
Right
seasons,
behind
the
us.
Patriots have been in the bottom, and the Jets' eyes are finally above the water. But that's the only part that's above water. But it's also true that
That's all I'm saying.
the Jets organization is one of the worst organizations of all time.
Oh, hey, we have Eric
But we have a
Baker
Super Bowl
in
ring,
here.
and the Bills don't. So
I got 6.
Yeah, we have Eric Baker,
So the
$2
Bills worse than us?
donation. Have the Lino TV. Why are the Bills catching strays in this conversation? Not making the playoffs in the basement.
Bill's falling too.
Richie,
Bill's falling too.
LOL. Man, guys, listen, I enjoy doing this show with my boys each and every single Wednesday. And I'm pumped because I got to tell you, man, football is back. It is officially back. Rookies reporting to training camp means football is back, folks. All right, give it to us. Next week is where shit really hits the fan, where we are going to be breaking down all of the things we see from our respective teams' camps all across the league on Fourth and Forever. All I'm saying is if y'all have not tapped in with what we're doing over here at Roundtable Sports, you have to. You absolutely have to, folks. That includes tuning in to our daily NFL news show, Fourth and Forever. That includes waiting for the college football show, which is launching here in a couple of weeks as well for all of you college football fanatics, tapping into some of the other divisional shows. I think we're planning on launching it's a hate watch party or the haters watch party on Roundtable Sports, where, say, for example, we're going to be doing a lot of live game reactions from some of the divisional rivals rooting against the teams they hate to lose. So many fun, exciting things, and we are all launching in full again in August. First full week of August, the full slate of all Roundtable shows are back.
let's go.
And we appreciate all the day ones that ended up supporting us all off season because we know that it was dreadful. So for all of you that watched us all off season, we love you. And for those of you that unplugged a little bit right when the Super Bowl was over, welcome back. You are in for a show.
Let's go. What an outro, Dan. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. It's going to be a fantastic season with you guys, man, because the Jets are about to be not in the basement for the third straight year. Let's go.
No. Listen, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Y'all stay tuned, man, because this is going to be the most exciting season we've had, especially on this show. I think first place in the division will not repeat, and last place will not repeat. I'm telling you, this is going to be the year. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to have some fun this year. And by the way, the event in Buffalo, I think, don't we have like 3 tickets or something like that?
Oh, yeah, we do have some tickets available.
Ooh.
potentially.
Yeah, we have 6 tickets for the Buffalo event, folks, in case you're
still
6 interested in going.
Yeah,
no,
so Bills
5.
fans that thought that the Buffalo event was sold out, we actually have 6 more tickets we just got. So if you guys are interested, reach out to us. Link is in the description. Same link as last time. And if you're interested in going to the Buffalo Bills versus Miami Dolphins event in Buffalo, Thursday Night Football, reach out to us and we'll give you guys the information.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Miami Dolphins #1. We're the
Folks, we appreciate you tuning in. We love you, and we will see you tomorrow for Fourth and Forever. Deuces.
#1.
Thanks for all the super chats. We love you guys.